Ready to see a comic strip getting inked? Then this is a video you need to check out. Hello everyone, it's me, your old pal Max West. I draw comics and children's picture books, and today it's back to work on Poison Ivy Gulch. This is a Wild West comic strip I draw. If you're interested in reading more about it, the link is in the description below. Okay, I've inked this. Now I'm going to start masking in some areas of black ink on the page. Here we have Ace, one of our protagonists. He's a small child. There's Lulabelle, a pretty saloon girl, and that's Lotta, a female gambler. Ace lives with her. Alright, I'm going to use a really small #1 round brush here. Dip that in India ink. Start masking in some of the black areas. I'm going to do a bit of a shadow here under Ace's chin there. We're going to give him some depth there. Alright. Do this too. Lulabelle. I'm going to do it here too. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why we ink. Besides reproducing better, it does give a feeling of depth, of three-dimensionality to a drawing, which is essentially a two-dimensional medium. Alright, now that that's in there, let's see if I can get some more stuff colored in here. I'm going to work on Ace's hat here, his mouth. And I'm going to work on these. After areas of black are masked in, I let it dry for a while, then I go back over the work with pen, adding in, various details and lines and patterns. Right? Inking in general, it takes practice, but again, it's a skill anyone can learn. I learned it, you can learn it, your brother can learn it, your sister can learn it, that weird guy living down the street can learn it. It's a skill just like drawing that can be learned. Alright. There we go, that's taken care of. Let's just fill in the mouth there. Alright, now I'm going to fill these in. You see the joke there? Ace is told to say it with flowers, and look what's in his speech balloon. Don't ask how he did that, how he got flowers in there. This is just one of those weird things about comics. Right. I'm using a big brush, a #5 round brush. The higher the number, the bigger the brush is. The brush I mainly use to mask in areas of black ink. Everything else I work with pen. Inking everything with a brush takes a lot of practice and is quite a challenge. It can be done though. Walt Kelly of Pogo and Bill Watterson of Calvin and Hobbes did an exceptional job with brush inking, so study their work. While this dries, I'm going to mask in the black areas on another work. Alright, here. Now here, we have Ace and Lotta. Looks like Ace was quite the brave guy here. Of course, you had to be in the Old West. It was a very unforgiving place to live in. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I use the smaller #1 round brush. I'm going to wet it a bit. Dip it in my ink. I'm going to mask in some of these areas here. That takes a very steady hand. In fact, earlier when I was working on the page, I even messed up some of the ink, so I had to go over it with some white acrylic paint. Again, that's one of the problems when you draw with ink. You can't really correct mistakes other than drawing it all over again, drawing over the ink, or covering it with something like white acrylic paint, white wash paint, correction fluid. That's why, you know, it does take some practice. Very steady hand there. Well, I could mask in small areas. Doing everything in brush would be very time-consuming and difficult. Not to mention, another thing is that brushes don't last forever, even with constant upkeep. Although what I do is I save my old brushes because you can get some neat special effects with them. I know professional comic book artists of yesteryear, they could get some really neat effects. They often would keep a container full of old, worn out, frayed, damaged brushes. And yeah, they would get all kinds of amazing effects out of those. I'm going to let this dry, and a little bit later we'll wrap these up. That's it for this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos. If you want to check out more of my work, just hit the link below in the description. Until later, friends, it's me, your old pal Max West, saying goodbye.